All right. In this episode, we are joined by the great Vanessa from the class of 2012. Thank you for joining me, Vanessa. We're excited to have you on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and help give advice however I can.
All right. So, why'd you pick to come to early college?
Um, Honestly, okay, I'm gonna answer these questions as best I can, but my memory is foggy in some of these years. As you mentioned prior, it was forever ago. Um, and I obviously I think the criteria to even be an applicant for early college was that you come from a poor background and also like you did well in school, so you weren't a kid causing a lot of ruckus in middle school and don't have a history of that. And so I did fall into those categories. I was a good kid, made good grades in middle school, and I did come from a poor background. And so when I heard like what early college was about and the fact that we could start taking on college courses and seeing how that could benefit me financially for my future, I was like, okay, maybe I will do this. The caveat with that though is that I actually had a really bad case of appendicitis in eighth grade. I was in the hospital for like 12 days, like they erupted. And so my interview, I almost missed my interview for early college. And I was like, because I was in the hospital and I was like, I think the interview was, I want to say just a few days after I got out of the hospital. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go. I just feel like I can hardly move. My grandma was in town because of that scenario. And she was pushing. She's like, let's just like go. You don't have to do the tour. You could just like go to the interview and just see what happens. And I ended up going, didn't get the tour, so didn't even really see what the school looked like, which at the time wasn't this beautiful building you guys have now. Um, and yeah, I enjoyed the interview process. And during that time, the principal, I think it was Miss Grimmett at the yeah,
Mhm.
and she had said that a friend of mine who also was an applicant for early college, like Shelby, spoke so highly of me during that process and like was hyping me up because she was afraid I wasn't gonna be able to make it and was like, still let her come in. But I think it was like just prepping for the future and it just seemed like a really good opportunity. So I was like, yeah, let's give it a go and see what it's about.
Well, we're glad you made that interview.
Yeah.
Worked out well for both of us. All
It
right.
did.
So, you come to early college this summer before, I assume you did Bridge Week. We still do the same games that we probably did when you did it. You got through that. You met all these weird people from all these different places. Uh, how'd you go about making friends? Whether it be Bridge Week or freshman, sophomore year, how'd you go about making friends here?
I don't honestly know. I think like we were all kind of thrown into the same situation where we're at this school with a mix of other schools. So the only person that I really knew going into Bridge Week and freshman year was Shelby, who came from my middle school. And so I think we were all kind of strangers. And when you're put into that situation, you kind of have to make friends uh, I mean, you're going to be spending the next 4 years with these people. And so just being in class with people helped. And the Bridge Week, I definitely think helped with any nerves prior to freshman year because you're like, wow, I'm about to go into this new school, not knowing anybody. But you have that Bridge Week to like kind of, they're all strangers, but it's low stakes. Like you're not like, and you're doing fun things. And so I think it's also just easier to make kids like now that I've been an adult and in the adult world for like I don't know 10 years, it's definitely easier to make friends in school when you are with people all the time, 7 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Add some bus transportation in there, and yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
for sure. All right, so you got through Bridge Week, got through freshman year. That was all high school stuff. You started exploring a little bit into the college classes with tech. Do you remember your first college class?
I don't. I want to say though, it's like I think it was like English 101 or something like that. It was like I know that I honestly can't even remember if it was in 10th grade. Um I just remember like the rooms that we were in essentially. And then just being in this class with all our early college high school friends. Like there weren't any college students in the class, so it was like it kind of still felt the same as a high school class. Um because it was primarily just us kids in this college course.
No, that's perfect, and that's kind of the way it's intended. Let's do college, but we're together, so we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. So, what did you major in?
I majored in computer science.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Did you earn the associates?
I did. So, I was a few credits off from getting the associates. So the summer before, our senior year, I ended up taking a couple extra classes. I don't know like how honest you want me to be on this, but I will say if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't have taken those summer courses. It's really great to like say that I've gotten associates, but I have never used it. I don't even know what that thing looks like. It's never really been like the only importance to it was the credits that I gained that I was able to transfer over to College of Charleston. And so like really grateful for that, but that would have been feasible had I not taken the summer
Yeah.
courses.
I like the honesty. Honesty is always the best policy.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. So, you decide College of Charleston. You were my third or fourth College of Charleston person in the last 2 days. So,
Go
College of
figure.
Charleston is representing quite well. Uh,
Yeah.
why'd you pick College of Charleston?
Well, that is like one of my like I just greatest choices and decisions I've ever made. I love College of Charleston. It was between College of Charleston or I believe Winthrop. And at the time, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to major in, and I felt like College of Charleston had a lot of variety of options of what you could major in, whereas Winthrop, I believe there was like and correct me if I'm wrong, and it could be different now, but I remember there being like 8 or 10 options to major in, and I was like, this isn't giving me a lot to work with. And then like plot twist, I declared my major first semester in like at school, and so I didn't really need that much exploration of majors, but that was mostly the reason is because I didn't know what I wanted to major in, and I wanted variety. I wanted options to choose from, and then. I could have like, potentially gone to, was it Coastal Carolina or Coastal that's like right next door essentially. Um, but I also did want to get away from the family a little bit. Love them, but I like wanted to spread my wings and like be on my own. And this was the opportunity to take advantage of that. And 2 hours away felt like the perfect distance. So close enough to go home when you wanted or have your family come pick you up, but also far enough to have your independence, which I think is so important for us at the youth. And so went to college at Charleston, never looked back. I stayed there essentially up until I decided to until all my college friends moved away. And that was like years after we graduated. And so I moved 2 years ago and so I was pretty much in Charleston for 10 years.
Wow.
And pretty much enjoyed that. Yeah.
I bet. Charleston, beautiful place.
Mhm.
No better place to do college and life. Uh, kind of pricey though,
Fair.
but you got the experience, so that's cool. What'd you major in at College of Charleston?
So I majored in computer science. I got a
Okay.
bachelor's of science in computer science. And then I did that in the span of 3 years. And so I mean, the bachelor's of science program just had a lot of requirements. And so there wasn't time to really like have a minor. And I did want to graduate college a little earlier, utilize having those credits that
Yeah.
rolled over, and not having to pay for another year of school. So just got that. And, yeah, and that's kind of been the where I stopped. Having a degree in tech has been super helpful. I haven't really like needed an additional education or degree to improve my salary. And so yeah, just grateful for that.
All right. So you graduate, you go through the cool College of Charleston graduation, unlike any other, uh, and you get a job, you're working. Uh, was that first job what you expected?
I would say so. So, a little like background. I am fortunate enough that I got a job right out of college. There were some trials and tribulations there for a moment. I was like really nervous about not having a job right out of college and wondering what am I going to do? I just spent the past 3 years working up to this point, and now I'm going to have to backtrack and reroute my path. But I did literally get a job offer a week prior to my graduation ceremony and started that job like 2 days before walking across the stage. So super grateful for that. And it was at this